Hi, welcome to Clutter Bravado.
Yes, and it's the energy. It's not just about the stuff.
So we should probably just get into it, right?
Let's go.
Good afternoon, Laurent.
Hello, Elyse.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have had quite a weekend and a week, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you been feeling? You doing all right?
Yeah, no, last week was, all right, a little too busy because it took me out of my, routine.
You have your routine. Yeah.
But it was really fun. Tuesday night we went to a really cool showroom on Wilshire.
Eco Outdoor.
Yeah, Eco Outdoor. I thought that was great. We went and listened to a panel on rebuilding the Palisades and Altadena, moderated by Geddes. And that was...
moderated by Geddes Helinskas, who it's an incredible architect. Also, he did such an incredible job hosting that panel.
It was really fun.
I was actually really impressed by that. He had a great presentation at the beginning, and also Eco Outdoor, that showroom is really lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Wednesday was the event at the PDC, which was, I thought, well attended.
Fall market this year, there were a lot of people there, and it was actually really encouraging because the last few times that we've been to the PDC, it kind of feels a little bit light, but this one was actually
there was
bustling.
good energy. I don't know, there was something cool. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than that. But we saw, a few cool. We listened to a few cool panels. We saw a lot of people. Chloe, my daughter, and Alice came to town, so that I got to hang out with them as well over the course of the weekend. So that was another neat thing. And then Friday night, you missed it because you were teaching yoga, but you missed a lot of it. But there was this art walk on Melrose, so between La Brea and Highland, where all the stores are, Gallery Half, Lawson Fanning, Osler Bureaus, and I went there, and that was great.
Yeah.
Super cool energy. The weather was absolutely beautiful.
I got there late, but I did get there, and I was able to see the new studio that was opened up for Lawson Fanning.
Yep.
They are now in the space that's like right next to where they've already existed. So cool.
Yeah.
Really, really great stuff. And there were a couple other, I feel like it was sort of like wandered around a little bit.
Yeah, we went to that store, Meg Turner. I think she's doing well. It's like very, very nice. The Window, who I've known forever, their store was cool. It was fun. Yeah.
Nice.
So overall, that was very fun.
I like opportunities like that where people really open their doors and are really encouraging, even not just designers either. That was the other thing. I saw a lot of artists. I saw a lot of just people that wanted to check it out. And sometimes those spaces can feel a little bit closed off, like they're only specifically for designers, or maybe they don't have a lot of foot traffic. But opening it up to foot traffic, I think, has a pretty solid benefit. People get to really see what you're doing in there. Yeah.
And I think it was... I mentioned that it made me almost want to reopen up a store because there was really a good energy. Then I was like, I calmed myself down. I was like, no.
Do you miss having a store sometimes, though?
Do I? Yeah, there's a little bit of creativity that goes into having, a store where you have to make it fresh, but, I did that for a really long time, and I think it's time for other people to get excited. I don't...
Like me?
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
I don't think I would get excited about opening up a store again. Having said that, you know what? I don't know. I was talking to Meg Turner, and she's all excited, and she has her pillows, and it's like she's figuring it out. And the Window, it feels like they were having fun. They have a good eye. They have a quirky eye, but it's kind of fun. So good for them, and that was exciting.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me? I feel like I didn't have a weekend at all. I was really just going and going. But one thing you didn't mention was that you and I went to a dinner party with JB, John Brand.
Yeah. On Saturday.
And that, he talked about his house on the episode where where he was our guest, and he talked about the story behind how he found the home and how they decided to move in. And being in that home, oof, I understand top to bottom why he needed to be in that space. I love that house. I love that house. My favorite thing about it is that it feels like it has so many fingerprints of everyone who lived in it before. Like the woman who lived in it beforehand, the house was built in 1954, and she raised 3 kids in that house. And you can feel that kids lived there. You can feel that there was a family that was there.
Yeah, it's a happy place. Huh?
It is a really happy, it's a beautiful home. It has such an incredible energy. Wood paneling. Oh, I love wood paneling. I'm such a sucker for like a 1950s home, you know?
Right.
My parents currently live in a 1950s ranch house, and there are certain things that are staples of that. You know, you have the formal living room, and you have the den where everyone actually hangs out. There's usually like a little bit of a built-in bar moment there, and they have an incredible built-in bar in their den. I loved that space. And my favorite thing about it is that each room is a room with a door. I love rooms. I love rooms with doors. And that felt, I mean, because it was how many of us? Like 6 or 8?
It was 8 of us, right?
8
or
of
10,
us.
no?
I think maybe 10. Oh gosh, was it really?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
It felt like such an intimate group of people. And getting to move from the living room to the dining area, then to the den, and then a few of us like went outside and hung out in like the little, is it a lanai? Is that what they call it? Anyway, the back patio. Beautiful. I mean, it was a wonderful evening. I had such an incredible time. The food was incredible. And I just can't thank JB enough for the invitation. I felt really, really special there.
They're a special couple.
But I do need to segue into our interview today because it's a big one. Since this is our first episode of our second year of the podcast.
True.
I wanted to, we invited my dear friend, Ari Tibi. So Ari Tibi is our guest today. She is a multi-hyphenate artist. And I wanted to have a multi-hyphenate artist on because that's what I am. We have a lot of designers on. You're a designer. But I wanted to get the other side of it, you know, telling the story of what it's like to have a lot of different ways that you like to express yourself and how you create balance in doing that. And I think that Ari really shared that. So in a very concise way, while also being just over the top with her vision and the way that she experiences the world. And we talk a little bit about synesthesia, which is a beautiful segue into talking about her new single, which is called Synesthesia. And yeah, she's a really, really special artist, a really special person in my life. And I was really grateful to have her on. And you've met her a few times before too.
Yeah, no, I'm very fond of Ari.
Yeah. So because it's a little bit, we should get to it, huh?
Okay, let's go.
Hi, this is Elyse from Clutter Bravado podcast. Clutter Bravado is an independent podcast, and as any independent artist will tell you, getting off the ground is a little challenging. If you like what you're hearing, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support us in any way that you can on the platform where you're listening. And follow us on Instagram at Clutter Bravado for exclusive clips, events, and giveaways. We quite literally could not do this without your continued support. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for listening. Tell your friends, and please follow and subscribe so that you can be the first to have access to our latest episodes. Now, back to the show. Sorry. Welcome to Clutter Bravado. We are here with Ari Tibi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And to you.
There's a lot of giggling happening before and around our recording today. So something you should know if you are listening to this is that Ari and I
meditate.
Are dear friends.
We are.
And so there will be some giggling today.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
Naturally.
So to introduce you, where do I start? Okay, so Ari Tibi, yes, music journalist, yes, journalist, writer, actor, musician, incredible musician. Oh, there's so many more. Give me more.
Honestly,
Painter, artist?
sure, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, visual artist.
Yes.
Give me your list. Like, what is your ranking order?
My hyphenate.
Yes.
The ranking order is personally subjective, and that would put music in the middle like a sandwich.
Got it.
But like perspective wise, it would be at the top because it's what my soul does the most naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got writing right underneath that, journalism, talking to people, asking questions. Your job. Haven't been on this side of the couch ever.
I love it.
Except for your dinner party that one time.
Yes, that one time.
And then underneath that, probably painting and visual arts. I've also painted on a lot of like shoes and hats and backpacks and coats and surfboards and guitar cases and anything, walls. And then acting, because that's relatively new. I've been acting for 4 years now. Okay. So in the scope of things, that's like the newer one. And then I don't have any other hyphenates yet.
That should be, that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to consciously limit it because y'all, it is tempting to find other ways to engage in the arts. And I'm just like, no, I like put a limit on myself. I have boundaries.
Good. See, this is great. And one of the reasons why I needed to bring you on is because I talk a lot about being a multi-hyphenate myself. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give my list. Can I give my list?
Yes, please.
Please do.
Great. I'll actually start because the music element is a huge part of like how I ended up in every other space. I started writing poetry because I love writing music and writing lyrics. And so singer-songwriter, poet, writer in general. Yes. Actor. Okay. Yoga instructor, esthetician, interior designer, and podcast host.
Okay, clap. I love that about you.
And it's the reason why I wanted to bring you on is because LA makes people like us feel at home.
Yeah.
Because there are so many different opportunities that we have, and so many like you can go somewhere different every single day and try on these new, I guess, titles, but not hobbies, but these expressions.
Yeah, they're not
ways
hobbies.
They're not hobbies.
No.
They are ways that we can express ourselves as artists and creatives.
So well said. And you touched on something. You said titles, like trying on different titles. Mm-hmm. I'd like to think of it more as like a vintage store where we're playing dress up. None of these things are our identities, but we make them our own. And that's kind of something that's like a tangent if we want to go on. But with music, I feel like it is asked of us to like have one identity. Mm-hmm. And I've never only been one thing. Like you said, they're expressions. Yeah. They're not titles. And I think that's so important that's why LA is so beautiful, because it's like a big playground for people like us who just want to express and make art for the sake of making art, not for the title of it or like saying that this is all of me or all I'll ever do. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean. And it's also, there's this sort of fallacy of chasing fame when it comes to being a creative. I know that for me personally, and I think that you also sort of find this as well, that the doing of it is really valuable, but there's also, I'd love an audience there.
Are you a Leo?
What? I'm a Libra.
I know.
Naturally.
Must have Leo in your chart.
Somewhere, maybe.
But honestly, no, like, potentially.
What's your sign?
I'm a double Leo Virgo moon.
Oh, wow.
I have.
Oh, this, I've never heard anything that made more sense than that. Okay. Yeah, that's totally fair.
I'm completely lost. I'm
Bonjour.
like a Gemini, and that's all I know. And just because I was born on the 21st, I don't know what it means.
June?
21st. Solstice.
My father, as we know,
See?
is French, and he's a June Gemini.
Oh, so he must be so... Well, I met him. He's cool. An artist
fantastic,
as well.
and he loves you too. And he's an artist. He's a multi-hyphenate for sure. He's like taking an improv class right now.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes!
That's awesome.
Oh my God, I got to put you in the same room again.
That is so good.
But no, yeah, French people tend to be Geminis.
Yeah, we're just...
Totally.
Let it be known.
Yeah.
No, I love astrology. I think it just says so much. And I like looking to the stars to be like, why is my day so hard? So I think wanting to be seen, it's not, ego can get involved in that space of wanting to be seen, and we can take things personally and we can make it our identity, and we can make it all personal and about us, right? But it's not. Art wants to be seen. Art wants to be experienced. Expressions want to be seen. That's the audience part of it, because it's designed to be shared. And I have to remind myself of that every time I'm afraid to show up for my craft. Because I'm like, oh, I could just do this for myself, and why do it at all? It's like, no, I'm not sharing it to make it about me. I'm sharing it because it's designed to be shared. Music is interpreted and can change somebody's life. Film is interpreted and it's all interpretation for the sake of connection.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in that sort of, there are so many communities of people that rally around the same artist or the same filmmaker or the same film, you know? Like, for example, have you been to a concert? Yeah. So as an artist, when you were like creating something, it sounds like you're sort of channeling something. What would you say that thing is?
Oh, good question. I think it's my view that we all channel something. It doesn't originate in me, you know, I believe. And I'm sure there's science behind it. Vibrationally speaking, at the very least. But I would say I'm channeling my past, meaning like my ancestors. I believe so heavily in like our lineages and where I come from, and like my father and my mother and their fathers and mothers. And I think part of it is like their voices and their experiences that are scientifically, there we go, encoded on my DNA.
Yeah.
We had to. And so I think that's like a natural reverberation that happens, an echo. But what I like to think about actually is, if the earth had something to say, what would it want to say? What would it want to create? Because I'm very like, I wasn't raised with religion, but for me, spirituality comes through nature a lot. I get it through that connection, the oneness of like life forms. So if I'm channeling something, it's like the voice of the oneness. And I think we all have access to it, obviously. Yeah. We all have that place in our brains, science. That is
Women
like...
and stuff. We love it.
Wow, there's so much science on this podcast.
This is a science podcast.
It is a science
Yeah,
podcast.
it's all about science.
It's interesting that, you know, that point, because we had met before, and then I came to one of your concerts, and you started, and you floored me with La Vie en Rose.
Merci.
And
Juste pour toi.
yeah, I felt you were singing just for me with the other 800 people in the room. But it was so good. It was so deep. And you really, I mean, we were together. I was blown away. But I think it's, you know, when you say I channel my ancestors, it's like that part, you made her not relevant because she's, you know, but you made her modern. You made her, I felt like Edith Piaf was in the room being like cheering you on, being like, oh, this is a cool 2025 version of what I did 60 years ago. Finally, someone, and you know, there's so many people that do it, and it's like I don't respond to it. You know, maybe it was because it was live, but I really responded to what you did, and so like channeling that part, I heard you do it.
Wow, that's beautiful. I appreciate you bringing that up, because people are like, you know, if I ever get complimented on my voice, I say thanks. It's my dad's.
Oh, I like that.
That's just the natural response, because I believe it's true. It's not mine. It came from him, and he nurtured it, but he also literally gave me the chords, and I sound a little bit like him. And when I hear him sing, everything stops in the room. So I saw this like oneness happen when I was a kid, and he sang, and the entire room was filled, and people cried, and like, so that experience of his voice and then me having a piece of it, it feels like it's my dad's. And so I sing that song. I always put French in my sets because that's a huge major piece of my music.
Wow. Yeah. You come from an entire lineage of musicians though. So this is like, when you talk about this being in your blood and in your DNA, it shows up in all of your other family members as well. How many of you are musicians in your family that you can think of off the top of your head?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. My immediate family is 6 of us, but the other ones are artists.
Okay.
So whether it's videography, photography, a lot of them are painters. Like a lot of them are painters. But yeah, our jam sessions are like immediate family members.
Wow. Wow. And do you find that that's really fun, or is there something like, because family dynamics can always be a little
Totally
challenging sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. DNA.
DNA. But do you feel like that is something that brings you all together?
100%.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky that my father and I have like the ability to sing, because it connected me to my mom's side of the family. So it was like this like little thread, and I got lucky in the sense that it's everybody's language, not just one side of the family. It was like everybody's language to communicate musically. So every Sunday we would obviously get together and hang out and have dinner, and then immediately, like even like in the middle of dinner, we would move into the music room and start playing with like food in our mouths, and like like music was just a piece of all of us. We were always singing, we were always making up songs, we were always performing for the adults. And my aunt and uncle would be like, my uncle would be filming, my aunt would be like, y'all are flat, fix it. Maya, you got to do this harmony. Come on, Ari, come on. And we're all just like laughing like, okay, cool, we'll do. My grandma was just like this, just like really enjoying it. And I think that always made it easy. So I never had stage parents. I had a lot of knowledge that I would be able to pull from, and expertise, and the desire to find that perfection. But it all lands in watching like my grandma and my mom and my dad just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Connect with their kin through this otherworldly thing.
So I also want to talk about your songwriting process though, because when you are creating and performing and jamming, you're sort of like in the flow of it, but in songwriting and deciding what it is that you want to put out, there is a discernment and an editing process that takes place.
Yeah.
What does that feel like for you?
Wow, that's a beautiful question.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. It's interesting that you ask that, because that's something that I'm currently trying to understand and focus on, is like, okay, what is my editing process? How much do I keep in and how much do I let go of? Meaning the channel comes through, the splatter goes out, like I'm throwing paint at the wall, and then I'm making it into a shape with every song. And recently I was showing a song to my friend Alex, who I think you know. I was like, what do you think? What do you think? I just respect her taste so much. And she said, that's good. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, where can I improve? And she was like, Ari, I think that you could trim the fat. And I was like, yeah, okay. I just released the expression, and it just like, this is what the song came from, a dream. And this happens often where either I get like a dream song, or I just get a melody and a song and a lyric, and it's already done.
Wow.
And so I show my friends, or I put that out or whatever. And Alex is like, that's amazing, but you have to filter it. And that's part of being an artist, is like taking the message and then making it into something everybody can understand, or at least that's part of the work. If you want this to be on, or depending on the level you want it to be on, is like choosing your filter for that. Yeah. So that's something that I'm currently kind of looking into. Like, I started producing now, so I have all of these different sounds that I'm playing with, and there's like animal sounds in every song. There's harmonies all over the place.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm making a mess effectively in my playroom, which is great. But if I want to show anybody, and I want them to digest it for themselves, I have to like find the filters. So to answer your question, I don't know.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's every artist.
Yeah.
I mean, even for, to relate to what the designers that we've had, and even in interiors, where you have to hit it.
Yeah.
You can't throw a bunch of stuff and a bunch of pillows and a bunch of colors, and you have to hit it so that your vision becomes clear.
Yeah.
You have the same thing internally.
Yes. Okay. So this morning, I was working on a second verse of a song in my head, like as I'm walking the dog, as I'm getting ready. That's like prime time for me to work on something because my mind's just always going and I'm not too focused. And I was trying to find the words for what I wanted to say. So this is kind of what ends up happening. If I do have an answer for it, it's like I find what I want to say. Okay, I want to say, my heart was broken because of XYZ. Like I really hone in on the message and I don't try to say it poetically. And then from there, I refine it into something that's poetic and makes sense. And I just keep working at it and chiseling at it until I finally get the fucking beautiful metaphor. And I'm like, there it is. There it is. And so that happened this morning with like a verse that I wanted to say. Can I give like an example?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, so I feel like being in love is like, or having a relationship is like having a necklace around your neck. It's very close to your heart. It's something that you both share. Maybe they gave it to you or they have one, right? And it's close to your heart and you share it. And over time, if you don't take care of the thing, the silver will rust. And then all of a sudden it's a little bit heavier and it's maybe making your skin feel itchy. And it's like now where there once was this beautiful shiny thing is like a little bit of a sore. And I was trying to say that. I was trying to be like where there once was love, there's now pain. And that sucks. And over time that'll change. I can, whatever, but go to a jeweler. But I wasn't sure how to say that in 4 lines. I had 4 lines. And so I finally figured it out. And I can't remember it right now. So I think I'll have to
totally
pause and tell you later. But, I finally got it into like 2 lines and that is the process, saying what you want to say without saying too much. Words are really important,
Yeah, my songwriting process, this is we're very similar in this. So I write music on the piano. And what I would do is I would come to the piano with a feeling. I don't know what this feeling is. I'm uncomfortable or I'm like longing or passionate or whatever it is. I sit at the piano and I find a chord that sounds like that like truly in the real definition of the word resonates with that feeling.
Yeah.
And I sort of play with it. I'll get a phrase in my head and I'm like, oh, that phrase, like that's the story that I want to tell, or that's where I want to land. And I would sort of like mumble with it, figure out the structure of like how I wanted the verse to sound, what the chorus, like where the chorus is going to be, maybe find like one little phrase or a word that I'm playing with. And then I get up, I step away from the piano and I make food.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it's in my head.
Yes.
And so as I'm like cutting onions or something,
yes.
then I'm like,
yes.
You start crying.
And then something.
Oh.
That too. Like something will pop in. I'm like, ooh, does that fit? And then I'll like jump back to the piano, play it again. Does it fit with the phrasing? Like, yes, it does. Okay, so ooh, this is real. And like, it'll just like the more I repeat it, the more something like makes more sense.
Yes.
And the other thing is, and I want to ask you about this, as you listen to things that you've already released or that you've already recorded that you've written maybe like 5 years ago, when you listen to or perform them now, what is it that, or like, do you have an example of something that evolved? So the way you recorded it, the way you put it out, that now you're like, actually, if I had sat with it a little bit longer, it would have been like this, but now I get to perform it that way.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have this song called Shelter, and I wrote it about getting sober. It's suggested that you have a higher power when you get sober. And I didn't understand that because I didn't think that this higher power would actually connect with me. Even if I knew it was there, did it care about me at all? So someone, I think my sponsor might have said, write a letter to that higher power. So I wrote the song as a letter to my higher power, and it ended up being the reverse. Like I started as if I was going to write to it, but it ended up writing to me.
Wow.
And the entire song is like a message that I felt like I received. And it was like saying like, you are precious, you're beautiful, and it's all going to be okay. And I got you. If you need space, like I'm here for that extra space that you don't know if you have yet. And, a couple weeks later, the pandemic hit and I had to move in with my grandma. And I sheltered in place with my grandma and I sang it to her every night. And when she passed away, I realized she had been my shelter. She had been this higher thing other than my own thinking. She was my focus. She was the thing that was directing my thinking, and that it was love. Wow. Love was what was directing my thinking the whole time. So I immediately recorded the song. I put her voice at the top of the track. And because it was so fresh and so personal and so emotional for me to record that song, I want to say, listening back now, it's a little bit shy. It's a little rigid. It's a little try hard. It's a little staying at the piano when you should be cutting onions and letting your artist do its thing without you logically and getting involved. So 5 years later, if I were to record the song, I would come from it from that place, not trying, not getting my left brain involved in the notes or the anything, and letting the soul appear. I always say before I walk into a room, like, God, you go first, like your words, my mouth. And I just try to bring anything that is not my own thinking into important spaces, like recording a song, or doing a podcast.
I want to talk to you about performing. Cool. And what that's like for you. Because I have my own experience with what that's like for me. Because there's nothing that feels more like flow than when I am on stage.
What is your experience with performing?
My experience with being on stage is that is where I feel the most connected, where I feel the most in my purpose, where I feel fully in flow. Yeah. And it's not just when I'm performing music, when I have a one-woman show, and when I put that on, I feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to be doing. But it's also when we did the podcast in front of a crowd in San Francisco. Oh, and doing the podcast live. I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. And even right now, being on camera, it's just like the three of us. Yeah. But I have this feeling that when I am in front of people and I'm expressing and I sort of turn it over, I want to know more about other people in the interviews, but also when I'm sharing my music, which again, I also don't feel like comes directly from me, that it feels like I just get to be the conduit, and everything just sort of is able to flow through a lot easier. And I feel fully grounded. That's exactly where I'm meant to be.
I love that. I would honestly venture to say that this is every human's purpose, not necessarily to make art, but to find that space where they kind of are in flow, and even if you're an accountant or you don't work with paint, or color, you find that space for you where you feel the most in flow and connected, because science, we're all vibrating, and when we're in harmony with ourselves and everything around us, we're in flow. And I feel like everybody has those spaces, and for you it's on stage. For me, I think it's also on stage. Yeah, as long as I don't get in the way. But it's like the space you get into when you're cutting onions. You've done the work, and now you're cutting onions and you're just flowing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you? Where is it, Laurent, in your experience that you sort of lose time and feel like you're fully in flow?
So it's interesting because I obviously come from a very different background, and part of the story here is that I met you. We had dinner with Kennedy and you, and artists, and I don't get to do that. So there's this vision of even interior designers who I believe are artists don't 100%. There's a lot of business that gets in the way, and so they kind of lose a little bit of that sense of the art. As an antique dealer, for example, and discovering furniture or lighting or imagining what a piece, there's a part of it that was artful, but you kind of forget about it. You see it through the business lens, and you become this business person and forget a little bit about the art. And I think that going, because thanks to you, going to more art exhibit or listening to you brought me back to where's my art? Where am I an artist? Where am I a creative? And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people forget.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't tap into it.
We're taught to forget.
And part of having you here and part of the podcast of talking to designers and artists and architects and is to bring the creativity to the forefront.
Yeah.
And the message that I would have for, a young man like me, who's working, and he's dealing with emails and all that stuff, is to tap into that creativity. Because now the question is, do we all have it, or is it just the artist who has it, or you know what I mean? And that I think that our society has not promoted that part.
100%.
And that's why I was really excited to listen. And this message is get in the flow. Discover that thing. Don't be afraid to go somewhere where you haven't been in years.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've had the experience, Ari, of losing that connection with your flow and with your creativity?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I think it's not shown that it's not always shown that there's space for it.
Right.
There's like this, I need to survive and I need to have a career and I need to show up as this. And like you were saying, like the business gets in the way of that flow, but the business is prioritized in our society. 100% prioritized.
Absolutely.
But I think we all feel a lot better and we do better and we show up better when we are coming from a place of flow, not profit.
Right.
When we show up without an agenda
Yeah.
to anything, to a relationship, to our jobs, and to our craft.
Yeah.
So whenever I have an agenda of like, I need this to go viral, or I need this song to impress this group of people, or I need to be famous. That was my younger self. She really wanted to be famous. She was so stoked on Britney Spears. She was like, I'm going to be that, Mom. Why are we not in class right now? Like, you don't understand. Christina Aguilera started at 12. Like, I need to... And I was thinking that way when I was young. I was like 9. And that was already the wrong approach. But I think all of those things get in the way of the flow. And it's continually a process of chiseling away at those things and coming back to your own craft and your own self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for our more business minded and more pragmatic and not in a bad way, but like our more like left brain oriented listeners, what are like 3 things that you would recommend anyone can do to bring themselves back into their creative flow?
Great question. I honestly would take it from the artist way.
Oh yeah.
Julia Cameron.
Yeah.
Those things have helped me because I come from a family of artists, but they're all business people. Okay. They were all successful in making their art their careers as well. So my left and right brains are constantly working. And so the number one thing is having space for both. Like turning one on and turning one off and making sure that when you're creating, you're not thinking about the business or whatever. I think number one is like journaling every day in the mornings. I love the morning pages. It's 3 pages continuously, stream of consciousness to like get it all out. The second thing is trying an art form that you don't already have. So if you're not an artist, if you don't have a creative thing, then anything. If you already have a creative thing, something else, right? If you're a painter, try photography. If you're a singer, try acting. Like just to have that space to play. To play, because we are all playful, creative beings, every single one of us. So let yourself play. Carve out that space exclusively for it. And honestly, man, meditate. Yeah. Meditation. Trying to be still is an act of rebellion. And it has helped me so much in my own life that from that place I can show up to these other things with like a clarity. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. What does your meditation practice look like?
Usually it's at the end of the day, but often I've been doing it in the afternoons. I 100% have some focus issue, ADD or something. And so I have trouble going from task to task, left brain to right brain. So I work during the day, right, at the magazine and then, or whatever I'm doing during the day. And then I want to go create at night. I have such a hard time with that transition.
Got it. Yeah.
So I put on guided meditations and I try my best to be still. Working out is also a really, really good way to do that. Yeah, I have this practice where I visualize like water, just like a bucket being poured on my head or a waterfall. So anytime a thought comes, it just goes with the water and it goes away while I'm meditating. So it's like a wash.
I really like that visual, actually. I like that a lot. Yeah, it's funny because in my yoga classes that I've been teaching lately, the thing that I've been, like my intention for a lot of my classes has been how much strength there is in stillness.
Love.
And how we are constantly in motion in our society. We have to be productive all the time, but creating space between a thought, a feeling, and an action is a superpower. And the more you practice putting pause in between those things will allow you to sort of approach everything from a place of stillness first.
Yeah, right? If more people paused, we might have a better society.
Truly.
Maybe.
There's another thing that you said earlier is about love, is letting love in, and I think that's probably something that has been striking, talking to more artists and listening, listening to more artists, is that phenomenon of love, of letting love in, that is a little scary.
Yeah.
I think that we are, I don't know, but it strikes me as a society, love is kind of not on the forefront.
I agree.
And the fact that you have to love to create.
You do.
Because you have to get that conflict, you have to get that vibration. And it's interesting because I really would like, for anybody who listens who is, not in the 9 to 5, but because we're all in the 9 to 5. If we let it go, we're all in that. And I think that I love LA because I'm discovering, be it the comedy club or, listening to you, was it the Troubadour?
Yeah.
Or, going to all those events where really there's a lot of artists that are either listening, in the crowd. It was great. I mean, it was just a ton of artists there. It was just like magical. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting an ode of creativity.
Yeah.
But I think that, for people who live here, and I'm sure that in any city, just go enjoy those artists.
Yeah.
Go soak it in because it will translate. I think listening or going to an art gallery. I mean, it's like going to, and go talk to the painter, go talk to the sculptor, go talk to the fashion, designer, go talk to them. Yeah. Don't be afraid and get that juice flowing in our society.
Yeah, I think also that we have this idea that we do have to, like what you were talking about, which I totally agree, that going out and experiencing art is really important, but especially in today's day and age, like we have, yes, technology in our hands, so like we can bring things in, but I want to talk to you about how you bring art into your home and into your lifestyle. So you as an artist, you are performing and you're sharing with others, but also you are someone who is creative also within your own space. And you have a beautiful home that I've been to. I love
Thank you so much.
So talk to me about how you bring art into your space and how you share your art within your space.
Oh, I love that. First of all, collaboration is a big part of it. My grandmother's paintings line what's it called? The entrance.
The entrance.
The entryway of my place. So yeah, her art is there. And then when you walk in, it's the living room, which I have strategically set up for people to come and enjoy like conversations or game nights, jam sessions, like an open space. There's a lot of there's beanbags and there's a couch and there's plants everywhere, life. And then I have my little kind of astrology corner where there's crystals and there's like a rose thing that Alex gave me that's now blooming, and I set up, do you know what I mean? There's like tarot cards. Yeah,
absolutely.
There's that space.
The witch's corner.
Thank you so much. There's the witch's corner. There's my kind of like reading art corner right now where the beanbags are, where I have my my pens and my notebook so I can draw at any point on a beanbag. I can just go have like a little moment of art. Or if my friends are over and they need like quiet time.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of like friends over at the same time, and they like, if they need a mental minute.
A mental minute.
I have used that. Actually, real quick, that is such a brilliant thing. And like our friend Kennedy, who is also a musician, who we will have on the podcast.
Brilliant.
We need to have her on the
So
podcast.
good.
She's incredible.
So
But she had a birthday party, and it was and at her birthday
Excellent
party
example.
there was a
Oh my
quiet
God.
corner where if you wanted to, like, I think there were like little. I mean, this is an adult's birthday party.
Well,
You could
adults.
color.
yeah, exactly.
You could color if you wanted to. Like it was so
depends on-
smart that you
An
like
adult.
there's this little quiet corner where you could do a puzzle.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I was feeling like so overwhelmed. There are a lot of people in the room. There's a lot happening. I'm like, I would like to go do a
Yeah.
puzzle.
That's so funny.
It's so silly, but it's also like my experience at that party was elevated 1,000 times.
Yes.
And we can joke about it and laugh about it. Like, oh,
Yes.
okay, so adults these days need like activities in order to, like, yes, we do.
We
Yeah, do.
absolutely, it's not even just the activity. It's like just acknowledging that we all might need to take a mental minute.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
in any situation, in any room, I think there's so much expectation of people to be perfect all of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know we're human beings?
Yeah.
Homo sapiens?
And even as, like, I identify as an extrovert. Okay.
Yeah,
I
same.
love talking to people. And then at the same time, sometimes I'm like, I will be a much better extrovert if I have a moment to be away from everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just need some space.
Yes. This is why I used to smoke cigarettes, by the way, because you could step outside and take a cigarette break.
Totally.
That's all I wanted. It was like
Right.
just an excuse to step outside for a second. And now
Wow.
that I don't smoke, I need another excuse
A mental minute
go away
elsewhere.
for a moment, and
Yeah.
then I can come back a better person.
Yeah.
I
I just-
love that you have
I
a
just-
space for that at your house.
I just smoked because I looked cool.
My dad would say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
Like,
French
I
thing.
don't know. It was just.
I mean, I did also look really cool when I smoked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You look cool, but it's not always the healthiest mental activity.
Yeah, maybe not.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we went off on a tangent there, but it's beautiful that
Necessarily.
you have that at your,
Thank you so
house,
much.
though.
Yeah, no, I there's that, and then there's my guest room is now my music studio, and then my own bedroom has, you know, like I'm drawing on the wall in my bedroom, so that's like my other mental space. I have my yoga mat, but all of this was so interesting, like just the artistic internal architecture.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
oh, I thought
Artistic.
it was alliteration. It's not.
No, artistic internal architecture.
Yes.
I love that.
What I mean by that is when I first moved into this space before I had a roommate, and I've had roommates come and go, but and there's always a guest couch. There's always like I have a pull out. My door is open policy. There's always room for you. But when it was just me and I first moved into this space, it was so big and bright, and the windows were, I just felt like I could expand. And as a multi-hyphenate, it's sometimes really hard for me to take up space in all of my expressions even mentally understand that I'm all of these things. I'm not just one at a time. I'm all of these things always. And letting myself spill out into my space physically, literally, architecturally. What's the design word for that?
All of
Spatially.
Oh, spatially.
Yeah, was actually transformative mentally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You create space for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
all the parts of yourself,
Yeah.
in all the rooms in your home.
Yes, like my ring
Yeah.
light has a space.
Yeah.
My self tape has a space
Yeah.
that I actually need to start getting bigger.
Ooh.
I know.
I set up a
These
space
things
here
there.
actually because all the times when I'm getting a self-tape audition, I'm always here. I don't know how it works out this way.
I don't
so
know, but you get
Yeah.
an email. It's like,
I
I
know.
got to do a self tape. I'm
It's
like,
like, where's
again?
the white wall?
I gotta do it right now. So there's like art on every wall in here. So there's like a separate like back area that's like
Okay.
nobody goes into.
Yeah.
That I'm like I've cleared out everything in that room and I just set up my light, and so I'm like tripod so I can get
Love.
that done back there.
Yeah.
Actors need that. We need a space in the home
do.
so that we can do our own self tapes at home so that we can knock it out
100%.
whenever we get it.
Exactly. You got to feel comfortable in your space, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that.
We've talked to a lot of designers about how they work with their clients and the way that their clients live in the home. And I want to ask more of them.
Right.
They've dealt with like more like multi-hyphenate like artists and creative people. Because a lot of times you have many people living in the home. So you have like the, couple and their kids.
Right.
And each person, like there's something that each person needs. And I know that there are a few people that were talking about making more room for technology or creating less room for technology or more specific areas for technology too.
Yes.
What is your relationship with technology with your art?
Good question.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of TV.
Okay.
I fucking love it. I love it. I wasn't raised by actors, but I was always raised in front of a camera. So I think that was part of it, but I didn't start acting, like I said, until 4 years ago. And now, honestly, watching TV is my research. I'm obsessed. Because I don't just see the performer or the performance. I see everything that goes into it, like the behind the scenes. So that's technology for me in that way. When it comes to the digital aspect of things, I recently introduced producing for my own music. Which is so fun, so playful. I love it. It's also a huge learning curve because if I don't know how to do this specific noise gate condenser, blah, 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 I have to go to ChatGPT. I have to call my brother who hangs up on me and says, try again. And then I call him again. And I'm like, okay, I YouTubed it. I couldn't do it. Tell me how to do it. And he's like, learn it. My brother has like forced me to use technology to teach myself, which I'm really grateful. Thank you, Jason. Because now I know how to do it. So climbing those ropes is interesting. I have to have a lot of patience with myself for that. And last but not least, and possibly most importantly, and this is a conversation I want to have with you guys, I'm really curious. The relationship to social media for me has been treacherous. I absolutely love it. And the other side of love is hate. Yeah. It all exists. Hate is just love looking for somewhere to go. And winning.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's passion.
Yeah.
It's creation, right? It's like it's connection, and social media is all of those things. And when you click like interested or not interested, you see more or less of that same thing. And I feel like the algorithm just mimics our minds. You see a thought come through and you're like interested, not interested, you'll see more or less of that thing. And so I feel like social media has become a reflection of my inner world. And so it's addictive because I want more or less of something and I can get it. I have access to it. So because social media is not just like a thing for me to enjoy and like entertain myself with, it is literally a business tool to get my music out there. I have such a complicated relationship with it. As a multi-hyphenate, I'm going to turn it on you.
Yeah. Oh, great.
As a multi-hyphenate, how do you package yourself on social media? Do you have accounts for each thing, or do you just choose one, or what does that look like for you?
Great question. Clutter Bravado has its own Instagram.
Right.
My lash business has its own Instagram.
Okay.
But Elyse Just Elyse is a little bit of everything that I do.
Yeah, I love that.
What about you?
Well, I only have music platforms. I've been acting and in journalism for so long. Journalism has been a 10-year adventure for me. And nobody really knows about it.
I had no idea that you did that. I had no idea.
No one knows. And no one knows about the commercials either, unless you like actually really follow me and you see me post every now and then when I get one. They have no idea that I'm auditioning daily, that I have an agent, that I've been in Facebook commercials. It's so, because the journalism and the commercials are just career, they're fun, they're income. My primary thing in the middle of my sandwich at the top of my thing is music, and I didn't want to confuse people. Yeah. And then recently I came out as an actor and I came out as a journalist recently. So I still don't know how to package that. I'm getting more into acting now, and I'm getting more into journalism now. So I don't know. I finally made an account for my journalism because I love the pieces that I've written, the conversations that I've had mean so much to me. So I finally started putting them online on Instagram, and then With my acting, I got no idea. I have no idea what to do. My agent, it works for them, who I am on there. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to keep doing me. If you see me on your TV, great. Like, I don't think I need
And
a
you
social
will
platform.
really soon, right?
Yes.
This is what's great. Okay, I have to talk about this.
Oh, it's made my day.
We were going to have you on last week.
Yes.
And we didn't have you on last week. And that's because
Why not, Elyse?
the week before, you and I were at the same audition and you booked it. And so you were filming last week when we were supposed to have our interview. And it was so funny because you called me like, this is kind of bittersweet. I'm like, I'm sorry, but
I felt so bad.
But I did book the commercial. I'm like, yes, hello. Amazing. Of course you did. You're so talented. Yes, you should. And like, there's this fear of competition.
I know.
That we all have up here, that like someone's not going to like my success, or like, oh, I did better than them, or oh, they're doing better than me. That is not real.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not real because it's not personal. They didn't choose me because of any reason that you don't have.
No one would mix us up. If they're looking for me, they're not looking for you.
Exactly.
And if they're looking for you, they're not looking for me.
Exactly.
We're not competing with each other.
No, the only thing we have in common is a French man.
My co-host and your dad. That's it. What it is. I love it.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's so interesting that as creatives, we sometimes create this like, this internal competition, or this like seeking like a validation from externally.
Yes.
Do you have experience with that? Do you feel that like you do that?
Because I grew up in a family where it was our language and we were all creative, there was no positioning of this person's better than this person. So for me, it was never inherently competitive.
Yeah.
And I entered the scene and everyone's like, why are you so nice to me? And I'm like, because music and art are not inherently competitive. Yeah. Sports are inherently competitive. Music and art is not inherently competitive. I'll say it again. Just loop that for me, will you?
Yeah, great.
And I always say, like, I was working with this young artist on the weekend, and she's amazing. And she was genuinely like, why are you being so kind? And like, why are you giving me your contacts? And I was like, because they're not mine, and why not? And we should all be creating together. And it just makes sense to work with people that are like-minded and all these things. And honestly, as a young artist, like, I guess 20 years ago now, when I first started, I was also baffled because I noticed a lot of people gatekeeping, and that comes from competition, which it's not. If they're looking for me, they're not looking for you, and vice versa. So anyway, I just think, we should all be working together and sharing resources. What is that saying? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I was thinking of the rising tide raises all ships, or whatever that thing is, but yeah.
I love that. There's just space for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We all have fingerprints. Like, we're all different. There's space for anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so true on a broader scale so for example, living in LA and having this community that we have, and, bringing all those people together and making sure that I went to the art walk. You couldn't come on Melrose, and it was fun. It was all those stores, all those people out. It was a beautiful day. Tons of exchange, people getting better, ideas exchanged. The dinner that we had here with all as artists and singers and musicians, and all working together makes you better artists.
Yeah,
and I think that's a magical thing that we can have as a community.
Yeah, and they say too that it's lonely at the top, and I fully believe that, like, if you become so successful by yourself, who are you gonna hang out with?
Who are you gonna celebrate with?
Bring everybody up
with you. Like, I
agree.
came up here, and I made it up here. I can help you from up here. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
And I feel like one thing that's really beautiful about our group of friends too is that we are all doing that with each other all the time. Like, we're involving each other in whatever
all the
it is we're working on.
time.
And I love that. Like, there's something that's really, really beautiful about that. And I see that a lot in the design industry in LA too. Like,
there's a bit
that we've had on here. We talk about that quite a bit, that there's this beautiful network of designers that are like, as they're sharing contacts with each other, like if one person is going out for a certain client and they find out that somebody else is looking at that same client, they're going to talk to each other and figure out do you like what is it that you feel like you can bring, and like, is there something that I can do to help you? Maybe we can work on this together. There's so much collaboration that's happening all the time.
Wow.
And yeah, when you set aside the idea that you have to be better than everyone else and you just do what you do and do it well, you'll find your community and you guys can raise each other up. I think
Right.
And I think that the more, you know, and I'm doing the competition, so the more activity, I guess, there is in a field, be it art or music or, you know, acting or design, you know, whatever you want to choose. And I think that in some respect, you can even push it to, you know, maybe finance or, you know, or in the Bay Area with their, you know, the tech. The more activity there is, the bigger, the more successful people become, because it just grows. It's, you know, and it's just when you have competition that someone is trying to, you know, be the best, then that's how you start killing an industry. That's how you start killing creativity. And I think that, you know, and you probably see it in the Bay Area where, but I love the fact that here in LA and probably in California, we have communities that thrive. And that's, you know, giving a voice to those communities is cool. And we'll have Kennedy on soon, so that we give a bigger voice.
She just released a song and she has visuals coming out this week.
Yes.
Oh, really?
I'm so excited too.
It's, I mean,
how fun.
Yeah.
She's so talented. So you just released a song as well. Tell me about your song.
I did. I released a song called Synesthesia. I wrote it a couple months ago. It's the second song I released that I produced myself.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because my brother mixed it for me and he added a little bit of like feathery drums. My father has synesthesia. It must be a French thing.
No, I don't. I have a lot of things, but I don't have that one.
Thank you so much for clarifying. And so I grew up knowing that I had it too and what it was, but I also kind of had this idea that like everyone had it.
You should probably explain a little bit, because I discovered it, you know, about 3 months ago.
I've mentioned before on the show because I also have it.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yes. You share that.
Yeah, so I've talked about that a little bit. But for anyone who hasn't listened to that one episode that we did a year ago, tell us what synesthesia is. Can you describe it?
Yeah. Synesthesia is essentially when your wires get crossed. So you experience sound and taste at the same time. I don't have taste. I have sound and color. I also have sound and texture. And there's an amazing TED Talk on it if you want to find out more about it. But the essence of it is that your wires get crossed and you experience multiple senses at the same time. And I always thought everybody had it because we have metaphor, right? Like we associate things as human beings. But for me, that association is so strong that I can't listen to certain people talk, or I can't listen to certain songs. For a long time, I hated hi-hats. And my best friend is a drummer, and I was always telling her to like stop the crashes, like stop. Love you, Jess. And now that I'm producing, my palette has expanded, which is so interesting to me that I'm getting used to different textures. But for a long time, the textures would bother me so much that I couldn't. It was too much for me. But yeah, I associate sound and music with color as well. So all of my songs have color. And I wrote a song about it, and the song is kind of a play on my gay agenda as well. Gay agenda is real. And how I always fall for girls who are the color blue. And they end up being sad, but I love the color. It's so pretty. It's so endearing. It's beautiful.
So you also associate people's like auras with their color. Yeah.
I do.
I absolutely have that as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, for me it has to do with the name.
Interesting. Yeah.
The letters.
In the name. Yeah.
What color is the letter E?
The letter E? Oh, off the bat, because that's one that changes.
Because it's yours.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So, but it's often green.
Oh,
but
wow.
It's not exclusively.
Okay, what about the letter A?
Blue.
It's red, but that's okay.
Okay. All right.
Or it's like hot pink.
This is such a silly conversation for anyone that doesn't understand.
I know it's.
But yeah,
I'm curious about your design community and if any of them have synesthesia. I
Yeah.
bet they do.
I bet they do.
How does it influence their work?
I think that's a good question. Whoever has it, please DM us. I want to.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I need to talk about it actually. I would love to connect with you because it's not just like there are some painters who are the same way. I know that as a poet, my first book, Nudity, I wrote it. It's separated into chapters based on color because each of those poems are the color that's in the chapter.
I love you so much.
So I have like there's one that's
Wow.
yellow and it's a lot of a lot of poems about like jealousy and just this feeling of like
Jealousy's not green for you.
no
Wow.
they say green with envy. No, jealousy is
Yeah.
absolutely yellow.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's like the emotion that you're feeling and like the color that's associated with it. I have favorite chapters in that book as well that like all of this makes me feel really good. There's like a lavender chapter that makes me just feel so grounded, and it's like celebrating my favorite things about living in Silver Lake at the time.
Ooh.
Because Silver Lake to me is a very lavender space.
Really?
Yeah.
I get like silver and blue.
Oh, blue.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. No.
Okay. Does any of this
Makes sense? No,
No?
not at all.
Okay.
I've been listening to, we listened to your song. We've talked about it. It makes zero sense.
So interesting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but here's the interesting thing about synesthesia is that those whose brains work that way, it's just how our brains work.
Right, and I can
So
see it
doesn't
because
make sense for anyone that doesn't understand it because I don't know how you see the world. I don't.
know, same.
Because this is the only way that I do, and I guess. there are
I
certain
see. I
times
see
that
the world in it. Just kidding.
dark shade. Of
Dark
gray.
shade of gray. It's just gloomy and foggy.
For those who get it, get it.
Yeah, there's for those who
part of
don't
the
like
episode.
me, I am
Call us nuts.
interesting.
If you are listening to this and you have strong opinions about it, or you're like, "Wow, these girls are crazy," please tell us. And but if you have synesthesia or you have that experience, we would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
But we do need to wrap up because we have to have lunch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait,
always. Yeah.
lunch
There's
involved?
absolutely. There's always lunch involved.
I was
Always lunch
hoping-
involved.
Episode of Clutter Bravado. That's what we do here. So we have 3 questions that we ask all of our guests, and I'm going to cater them a little bit more to you because
Okay.
we normally ask them of designers, but
Yeah.
I'm going to get your take on it as a multi-hyphenate creative. So first, as everyone, what is the messiest place in your home?
That's so good. Oh my god. My closet.
Yeah, like
Yes.
bedroom closet.
My bedroom closet.
Okay.
Yep. I have a lot of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
and I wear all of it, and it's really everywhere. It's my organized chaos,
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
but it could be better. My Virgo moon is constantly like, I should organize that.
Yeah, as a Virgo moon, it's your creative space, like your studio. Is that usually very organized?
Oh, it's beautiful.
okay.
It's pristine.
Got it.
The closet in there, though. Cables everywhere.
Naturally.
I'm working on
Naturally.
it.
Okay, my second question for you is: what is your favorite space in your home?
Aw, I love these questions. My studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have my like ritual associated with the space. So like my candle here and my incense here and my speaker and another candle and my like MIDI and everything is just like where it should be for the ritual of creating, the ritual of connecting with myself and my craft. So I love my studio.
Oh, yeah.
And the window, I always open the window
Mhm.
and I have a picture of Sammy, my friend who passed like 13 years ago now. Or yeah. She taught me guitar. She was a huge songwriting influence. She was my first girl crush.
Wow.
They never go away.
Yeah, no, they don't.
I have her I have her picture in the window as well. So yeah, the whole thing is just a gift. That room is a gift.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh, that's delightful.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next question I'm going to change a little bit. So I normally ask what's the first thing you notice when you walk into a room.
Okay.
But do you just want to take that one?
I want you to follow your gut.
Okay. Okay, because my question for you then is, What is the first thing that you notice when you walk out on stage?
Oh. The first thing I notice is the audience, but it's more so a feeling. It's not like I'm like clocking it. I think as soon as I walk out on stage, I am aware of the feeling of the space, and it's so expansive, and it's love. And I think I get into the onion cutting space when I walk out there. So I'm not hyper aware of my surroundings at all. Everything just clicks into place. Okay.
Also, I don't know if you know this because you haven't spent a lot of time on stage.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's for sure.
You can't see anybody.
Yeah.
You can maybe see a few faces in the front row. And if you're specifically hoping someone is there, you can usually see their silhouette. But yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Every time.
Oh.
But like if I'm looking for someone, I can almost always spot them if I look hard enough and I can just feel their energy and see their silhouette. I'm like, oh, that person is there. That's who I wanted to be here.
Oh my God.
But otherwise you can't see anybody. God, I love that so much. There's something about the energy of an audience, especially when you know that there are a few people there that you love.
I think that's what not the people, but I notice the feeling.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I notice is the feeling of you walk out there and it's just everyone's together in this shared space to experience the same version of a feeling, the same vibration, and then they all interpret it differently. It's like, it's so powerful and uplifting.
One very last thing that I'll say is that during the pandemic, the thing that I missed the most was the sound of a crowd.
Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's making me reflect on my first show post-pandemic. And I got lucky enough to make it like a tour. I got to go on tour as a guitarist and backup singer and what do you call it? I ran the tracks.
Okay, got it.
Playback.
Yeah.
For a band called Dreamers, and we were playing like 300 to 500 cap venues, and the whole tour was just the first feeling back from the pandemic, and it was like over the course of it was amazing to have that be my exit of the pandemic tour with people who just like wanted to share music and do it live, and I got to rock out on stage and all of that. And I will say too, if you ever perform with in-ears, which we were, it changes your experience because you don't hear the audience.
Oh.
It's wild. So when you see stars on stage, take out their ear. It's so they can connect and hear you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because otherwise you're just seeing and feeling. But adding that extra sense is a different level. Yeah, that's a really interesting thing
Especially for you, it brings you full of colors.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
I still don't know
Changes
what that
the
means.
spectrum.
But so, one last question. For people who are not in the arts or have not, what do you recommend? And that could be a question for the both of you. And I think it's a question we should answer. What do you recommend people go see?
My first thought is something collaborative. So go see the shows, go to the museums, go to these things. But honestly, I think like taking classes is maybe something that I want to start doing, like art classes, acting classes, music classes, so that if you're not in the arts, you're doing what art is meant really, I think, inherently to be is shared. Does that make sense? Yeah. Absolutely. That would be my recommendation, is something collaborative artistically.
And in a more like specific note, go to Hotel Cafe.
Oh.
Go to Hotel Cafe.
All right.
Yeah.
Hotel Cafe, you perform there
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where my first ever performance was, actually. My first ever musical performance.
Wow.
Besides like when I was in high school. But like as an adult, when I came back to playing the piano again, Hotel Cafe was it. That was my first performance. It is so supportive of young new artists and people that are just like cutting their teeth in the industry. And it's also honestly a very collaborative place, because if you are an artist or you're considering something, maybe you play music but you've only ever done it for yourself, go there and start to talk to people and start to talk to other performers, because it's a really great place for young creatives to network. But if you're not in the arts at all and you want to be able to say like, I saw them before they were so-and-so, go to Hotel Cafe.
Yeah.
That and also School Night, which is going to be, I think they're moving it to Zebulon. I think the headline that I saw was. But School Night is great. That's where, I mean, like Billie Eilish performed at School Night before she blew up. Like Benson Boone was there. Like just all these people that are now like household names got their start at School Night. So that's another thing that I would recommend music wise. But also, if you know of someone or you have a friend who's like, hey, I'm doing this thing, do you want to come? I understand the hesitation to not want to go. Mm-hmm. But go.
Yeah.
Go and support.
Say yes.
Go and support artists. If something is popping up that you're like, oh, that can't possibly be good. Great. Go see it. Go see it.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree.
Let go of the judgment of what you think something is going to be and have the experience first.
Totally.
And I think that you'll get a much better idea of what it is to be a creative and how much bravery it takes to put yourself out there.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, you can go alone. It doesn't always have to be
go alone.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love going to shows alone. I love doing stuff alone. Yes. It's the best. Same. You know?
Right there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we do have to go to lunch, but you have to take some time to plug all of your stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Plug yourself.
Okay.
Where can we find you?
Hi, Ari Tibi here. You can find me on all of the social medias. Please go listen to my new song, Synesthesia, on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you find and listen to music. And honestly, Synesthesia. Let me know what you think. I have another song coming out in the next month or so.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Yeah. And then also what magazine that you work for and like how can people find that?
I'm glad you brought it up. So Ones to Watch is the publication I'm currently writing for, and they are also a platform that discovers artists.
Yes.
So Ones to Watch is a really great place to find new music. They also discovered, Billie Eilish, Tate McRae, Dua Lipa, all of these amazing creatives before they blew up. They're kind of known for having their finger on the pulse and working there behind the scenes. I can say that is true. It's an amazing team of creatives. I'm so excited to be writing for them and working with them. And they have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff coming out next year to look out for.
Neat.
Showcases and things like that. So that's Ones to Watch. And then also I have a commercial coming out next week.
I'm so excited about it. Yes. Yes.
It's very fun. I play a tattoo artist and more will be revealed.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to see it. And as soon as I see it, we're going to share it on the Clutter Bravado page for sure. That's going on me.
Yay. Oh my God. I love it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ari, for taking time out of your
Merci.
afternoon and for
Merci
rescheduling.
Beaucoup. Oh my God. Third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
I love
so
you both dearly.
Thanks.
Thanks, Harry.
Clutter Bravado is filmed on location at the Kimberly Denman Showroom in Los Angeles, California. For inquiries about our furniture, a directory of our guests, or just to reach out with questions or comments, email us at clutterbravado@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Clutter Bravado.